Sometimes I make this life thing.
Well, welcome back into the studio for the May Year of the Book, which is an art journaling series that I have. Every year I do a different series. This year it's all working in a journal that I made from a yearbook. So the covers were yearbooks. There's some pages inside that are yearbook pages that have been put into this, and so that's what we're working in this year. So at the end, it is a prompt art journaling series. And last month in April, I pulled 3 inspiration sticks for my prompts to do in May. And they were gray, burlap, and markers. So what we are going to be doing today, what I'm going to be doing today is doing the next layout, which is right here. Because I'm not forcing myself to work in order, but I am trying to work in order, which is this little envelope flap and these pages. So that's what I'm going to be working in today with these prompts. I have no preconceived notions about what I'm going to do. So at some point, all of these prompts will be put into place on this layout. We hope. Anyways, thank you for being here, and let's get started. So the first thing I did as I was setting up for this is I did go through my bits basket. It's a basket I keep to the side of my art desk, where it's all small leftover pieces from larger pieces that I've collaged with, and my basket is overflowing. So I've been trying to use it on my journal series for the last couple of years, trying to keep it lower, but I keep adding to it. So from that, I've picked out an assortment of papers I thought I wanted to play with or piqued my interest. I went for this graph paper because it's more graphish on the right side, so I thought I could bring some more of that graph paper in on the left page, which looks like a map. Not really a map, but like a topography map or plat of some sort. I think this is out of a oversized atlas is what that page is from. So I'm just going to get these collaged down. I'm just going to, be intuitive and just do it randomly and have fun.
Sometimes I make this life thing harder than it needs to be. Not dead yet, true shit. So why do I worry about what I can see? I was stressing about money for my rent, but the money that I spent last night with my friends was worth it. Sometimes I make this life thing harder than it needs to be. So many lights, with us tonight, night. Don't let them go to waste. Look into my eyes, it's gonna be right. Tomorrow's gonna be okay. One moment, one shot.
So this paper is actually some deli paper that I applied some pretty dark paint on one side, and what caught my attention was the shadowed effect on the opposite side. So that's what I'm putting down here. Now the centerpiece is like the piece of an envelope, the flap of an envelope that I used on another page insert. So I'm not quite sure how I'm going to handle it, but I've got some ideas. I don't know if they'll actually work, but I'm kind of leaving that be for now.
Tonight I got the cool and I wanna go dance with you. So if you are in the mood, it's worth it. We don't belong with masks on. Leave them here and don't look back. So many lights, lights, lights with us tonight, night, night. Don't let them go to waste. Look into my eyes, eyes, eyes. It's gonna be alright, right, right. Tomorrow's gotta be okay. One moment, one shot. That's all we got. One moment, so many lights, lights, lights with us tonight, night, night. Don't let them go to waste.
If you're interested in how I made the yearbook junk journal, I have that linked to the playlist down below in the description box. And I do also have yearbook junk journaling kits that I created when I decided to make this my journaling series for the year. So if anyone wanted to play along and create their own and didn't have the same type of supplies that I had, they could get these kits. They're really low price because, you know, I just want to make them available to everybody. But it was so much fun. I had so much fun. But anyways, like I said, the link to the making of this yearbook junk journal is down below.
Sometimes I make this life thing harder than it needs to be. Not dead yet, true shit. So why do I worry about what I can see? I've been stressing about money for my rent, but the money that I spent last night with my friends was worth it.
So now I'm coming in with my brayer and some gesso and just trying to push things back a little bit, make them all come in together as kind of one cohesive layer. And I'm going to do that over both pages. The other lovely thing about doing this is any areas you have texture, it's the gesso using the brayer is going to accentuate those textural areas. And for me, that's just like the bonus.
Moment, one shot. That's all we got. One moment, one shot. I don't belong to somewhere else than where I lay my bags. It's so hard to stay up and don't hide it.
So this is a new texture medium for me. It is Ranger Distress Grit Paste in the translucent. And I really just wanted to try it out and see what made it different than, let's say, regular sand paste. And I guess I'm going to have to continue playing with it to be able to talk about that more effectively, because this is one of the first times I've used it. I really did like how translucent it was. It is very translucent. And so you could see the layers underneath coming through, and you'll be able to see that here after it dries a bit. But it was definitely more translucent even when it was wet than some other sand pastes are. Other than that, I didn't really notice any difference, but I will let you know as I learn more about it. So I'm just applying that with this plastic palette knife. I like to use my plastic palette knives on any textural mediums because they get scratched up a lot, and I prefer to save my metal palette knives for working with paints and stuff like that. I am now coming in with some spray stain, distress spray stain in Lost Shadow. I love this gray. It has almost a pink undertone, and because there's a lot of pinks in this page, I decided to go with this to capture some of the textural areas, especially those I laid down with the grit paste. So I'm coming in with this spray stain, letting it pool into the recesses of some of the textural areas and just really highlight that. And really true to form, with any medium I use to enhance my texture, I kind of like to come in layers and build that up. So I'm going in, laying it down, moving it around with the round brush, just off the side of that round brush, and then I'm going to reapply another layer. And eventually towards the end here, you're going to see that I'm going to actually add some darker color to accentuate even different areas. And I'm going to do that using this paint marker in a darker gray, and that will also fulfill one of our prompts for this month. And I'm going to kind of do it the same way. I'm going to apply it to the page the same way I did the spray stain, and I'm going to activate that, charge that paint marker, mark it with my non-dominant hand on to the page, come in with a moist round brush, get it to move a little bit more, and then just keep adding layers of that.
Look into my eyes, it's gonna be alright. Tomorrow's gonna be okay. One moment, one shot. That's all we got. One moment, one shot. I don't belong to somewhere else than where I lay my bags. It's so hard to stay up and don't hide away behind the same old mask. But tonight I got the cool and I wanna go dance with you.
Now here I'm struggling to find a pink that kind of matches the washi tape that was on the right hand page, because I really wanted that. Washi only appears in the center, so I wanted to bring that color in for a pop across the whole layout, but also just to make it not where that the hot pink was just in the center of the layout. So found a pen and then just go through that same process using that color.
Tomorrow's gonna be okay. One moment, one shot. That's all we got. One moment, so many lights with us tonight, night. Don't let them go to waste. Look into my
All right, so burlap was one of my prompts, and I was thinking of using burlap on this little envelope flap and attaching it in some way that will also bring in kind of those yellow colors that you see in the upper left hand corner, but not so much on the right page, so it kind of brings your eye across. I really struggled with how I was going to attach this, because really I wanted to sew it, but I can't get that large yearbook journal into my sewing machine to get it stitched. I thought about hand stitching it and just felt like, yeah, that wasn't going to probably be great. So this is how I did it. I simply glued using my Fabri-Tac down the large piece down on the left side, and then kind of hid that flap on the right side. I also wanted to blend that white in, it seemed to be more visible on the backside. So I did come in with some coffee and kind of push that white back a little bit so it blended a little bit more, and it actually ended up working out, so that was pretty cool. I was a little worried about it laying flat in the center of the journal, but it actually didn't do too bad at all.
With my friends was worth it. Sometimes I make this life thing harder than it needs to be. So many lights with us tonight, night.
So this is a piece of tissue fabric fodder, which was a Technique Tuesday. I've listed it up in the upper right hand corner for you. And you can see how I created this. And I've been using these as kind of focal points throughout different things. And today it is the opportunity to be one of the focal points in this layout.
One moment, one shot. I don't belong to somewhere else than where I lay my bags. It's so hard to stay up and don't hide away behind the same old mask. But tonight I got the cool and I wanna go dance with you. So if you are in the mood, it's worth it. We don't belong with masks on. Leave them here and don't look back. So many lights.
So you can see I'm like really fumbling here. I'm not quite sure if I want to do anything else to this focal point, but I feel like the back side of that burlap needs something, and I was just in contemplation about what I needed to do there. So since I was unable to make a decision, I decided to add something to the front focal of that photograph, and I came in with some Guinea Hen feathers and got those attached with my tiny attacher. And then I needed to pay attention to the back side of that burlap because I decided that it needed something. I just wasn't sure what I was going to do at that point.
Don't let them go to waste. Look into my eyes. It's gonna be right. Tomorrow's gonna be okay. One moment, one shot. Oh, that's all we got.
So I decided to come in and add some of the paper from that I did collage in the background to this and let it be as it was naturally. And I proceeded to look for words that would go with the words I had on the front. And that is what I ended up coming up with for the backside of the burlap flap.
One moment, one shot. Sometimes I make this life thing harder than it needs to be. Not dead yet, true shit. So why do I worry about what I can't see? I was stressing about money for my rent, but the money that I spent last night with my friends was worth it. Sometimes I make this life thing harder than it needs to be. So many lights with us tonight, night. Don't let them go to waste. Look into my eyes. It's gonna be right. Tomorrow's gonna be okay. One moment, one shot.
All right, so done. We used gray, marker, and burlap for this art journal spread. And now we need to pick our June prompts. So I have the inspiration sticks out, and I'm going to pick 3. So our first one for next month is thread, string, or yarn. And our next one is cardboard, fun. And our next one is finger painting, or finger paint. That's easy for me. I don't think I did on this one though, but I usually do. So anyways, these are our 3 prompts for the June Year of the Book. Catch ya in next month as we continue on to our next pages, which is right here, using these prompts. Thanks for coming along. I hope you have a good one.